Hi train fans, and welcome to another video. This week we're taking a break from the big railway and we're going to be looking at something a lot smaller. It is this little thing, the latest release in N-Gauge from Sonic Models. It's the first Sonic model that I've ever had, and their previous models have been very well received. So I'm a little bit excited. But before we have a look at it, let's just have a little look at what Sonic have done in the past. Sonic Models was set up by former Graham Farish engineer Sam Young. Their first two N-Gauge locomotives, the J50 and Great Western Railway 56XX, were very well received. This, their third release, is exclusive to Rails of Sheffield, and it's available as the others have been in a variety of different liveries. Now, as you can see, the price point for a tank engine puts it at the premium end of the market, but that won't be a problem if it's as good as expected. Okay folks, so this is what we have straight out of the packaging. Little plastic sleeve that can go away. First impression, yeah, lovely little simple box there. Yeah, usual kind of bump on there. Plain green British Railway number 4144. Okay, let's have a look inside. I used to have a Great Western Prairie locomotive on my 00 gauge when I was a kid. Sadly, we had to go back to the shop because it kept breaking. I'm hopeful that this one will do an awful lot better for me. So there we go. There is the first view, and yes, what a lovely little thing that looks on first glance. Lots amount of detail on there for an N-Gauge, I think. Let's take it out of the box. Yeah. Okay, so it just comes out quite easily. As you can see there, I've gone for the British Railways lettering on the side. I was trying to recreate my childhood and really kind of wanted one with Great Western written on the side, but given that my layout's set in the steam era of British Railways, this was the closest that I felt I could get to the Great Western version I had as a kid, but still keeping it in keeping with the rest of the locos on my layout. So let's have a look from the front. Lots of nice little detailing there. We can see some rivets and what have you. Certainly a very attractive little thing, isn't it? Yes, I like that. That's impressive. Something I've just noticed in there. What's that? Is that the blank chip for DCC? Perhaps. Not too keen on, to be honest, seeing that in there. That would make it very difficult, I think, to fit a little figure of a driver in there. And it's a little bit jarring. Looks like there's perhaps a slab of metal or something in the driver's cab. So yeah, the locomotive detailing itself I think is absolutely lovely, but can't say I'm very keen on seeing that chip just where it is. I think see in the cab there are some details there of the controls which are absolutely beautiful, and we don't often get that amount of detail on an N-Gauge model, but that chip in there rather does ruin it somewhat. But overall I still think that's a lovely looking little locomotive. There we go. Let's have a look what else we get in the box. Let's leave a loco there just for a moment. That's just the cardboard sleeve. Okay. So this I imagine will just be the maintenance instructions. Yeah, there we are, how to fit your DCC chip. As you can see there, this model has a 6-pin 90-degree right angle socket in the cab. Yeah, I know that Engage is small. Trying to find places to fit everything in can be a little bit tricky, but I really don't like the positioning of that chip. Otherwise, it's a fantastic looking model. That's the only thing that is spoiling it a little bit for me at the moment, I think. And there we are, just the diagram of where everything goes. So yeah, that's all pretty standard, I think. Yeah, there we go again. Okay, so next thing that remains to be done is to see how it looks on the layout. So here we have our first view of the Locomotive on the layout, and I have to say, what a marvellous looking thing it is. I should have said earlier, I failed to notice that wedged into the corner of the box was, there we go, a little detailing pack. Sorry, I missed that out, but rest assured Sonic Models didn't miss it out. It was there, it's just my eyes that need testing. Right then, so these models, what has been particularly impressive about them from what I read and what I watch online is how well they run. So this hasn't been running yet. This is the first time it's going to go, and typically to get a good shot on the camera, it's on this level crossing which is between two sets of points. So if it doesn't work immediately, that's probably more down to my poor track laying than the Locomotive on this occasion. But we'll give it a try. Okay, here goes. Come on, little Loco, you can do it. Oh, there we go. Very nice. Let's have you back. That is a beautifully quiet runner. Come on, let's get you back in shot. Oh, like I said, that is a particularly dodgy place to try and test it out. It is just the most convenient place for me to get the camera, and that was fantastic. Let's see how slow it will actually go. Like I said, I must say, sorry for boring you, it hasn't been running yet, so it'll be even better, fingers crossed, once it has. But yeah, I'm excited by this Loco. This could well be one that takes on a lot of shunting duties. Look at that, a slight little stumble, but that has gone over my dodgy points. Let's see if it'll come back. Just trying, and not quite, it's coming into shot. We'll give it a little tiny bit more power. That's barely any power on that. You can see there it's going easily now. I am impressed. Of all the Locos I have, none of them, even now fully running, go across my point work as well as that. He's just going backwards and forwards, but I'm just delighted with him. That is marvellous. I think this could be my new Loco for the pickup goods. This will make shunting an awful lot better. My layout was a COVID project. I'd never built one before, didn't know anything about it. And yeah, I made a lot of beginner's mistakes. My track work isn't the best. Thinking of starting another new layout soon. Anyways, let's park him there for a little moment. I'll go and get some wagons, some carriages maybe. Let's see how he looks pulling a few trains. It was whilst filming this section that the Locomotive's fault became evident. It simply had very little traction and pulling power. struggling around corners and inclines until it eventually ground to a halt. A quick comparison of the weight of the locomotive compared to some similar sized locomotives produced by Dapol and Graham Farish showed the Sonic model to be towards the lighter end of the range. Now, it could be that the application of a little bit of lead tape in some discrete places will help no end. But frankly, for £130, I don't think I should be having to do that just in order to get the model to work correctly. So, my final thoughts. Frankly, I'm a little bit disappointed. It was a beautiful model to look at, first off. Then I noticed that chip. That was annoying, but I was prepared to overlook it. The initial smooth running was perfect. Best loco I've ever had for that. But I just was quite, well, shocked really with how poor it was at pulling. Now, my layout doesn't have any built-in inclines. Any little slope that the loco has to pull a train up is purely down to it not being built very evenly, so it's very small. I've only got one other loco that struggles sometimes with a slightly heavy load, and that's a little 1400 tank 042. You know, it's, yeah, after all the good reviews that the previous two models had got, I was expecting to have a loco that I could actually use to pull, you know, a relatively short pickup goods train. Over the point, it would have been brilliant for shunting, but if I have to either run it at high speed to get it over that little bit that it doesn't like, or have to keep nudging it, well, what's the point in that? So I think I'll be taking the loco and seeing if I can apply a bit of lead tape to it, see if I can find discrete places to do that, and see if that helps its pulling capacity at all. Strangely, it didn't struggle at all with the carriages. It was only the wagons. But oh well, at least you know, if you're thinking of buying it, you've now seen what it's like, and you take your choice. If you've got a lovely, perfectly flat layout, then I think you'll probably be all right and very pleased with it. If, like me, you're a beginner and your layout isn't perfect, then, well, you've seen what to expect. I hope I haven't been too harsh on Sonic models. If anyone from Sonic does happen to watch my tiny little YouTube channel, or indeed if anybody from Rails of Sheffield sees this and wants to get in touch, feel free. Contact me via comments on here. Okay then, folks, thanks for watching, thanks for sticking through to the end. Do keep your eyes out for my other videos, both the big railways, miniature railways and model railways. It's all here on Stokes trains. Take care. See you next time. Bye bye.